Man, I haven't covered a lackluster video in a long time. This one right here is a banger. If you are not subscribed to the Lackluster channel, you need to go over there and do so right now. This guy really puts a lot of work into these videos. Let's take a look at this. We're going to get to the point in the video where there's a sign on the wall from a George Orwell novel called Animal Farm, where it says, all animals are created equal. Some animals are more equal than others. And it's a story of a pig who's in control of the other farm animals. How fitting. Check this out.
There's a police car right in the middle of the road. You ready to go to jail?
Can you explain to me what's going on?
You're going to jail.
Can I ask you what's going on? Hey,
Get out of the car.
I'm recording all that.
Get out of the car. He was the Uber driver that tried to run us over.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. In May of 2023, at approximately 4 a.m., Deputy Creech of the Galveston Sheriff's Office was on scene of a roadblock when he flagged down an approaching vehicle.
Did you see Deputy Creech with the award? Oftentimes when you have cops who get recently awarded with something, a plaque on the wall, a promotion, maybe Mothers Against Drunk Driving have patted them on the back and give them a plaque or some kind of reward for nabbing DUI drivers that weren't driving under the influence. It seems like almost every time, or that one cop, what was his name, Matthew Schneider, who was highlighted by that cop show, and it turns out he's the guy who brutally, mercilessly tased Johnny Wheatcroft in front of his screaming kids. He was, elevated to some status of, look at this is a great police officer, Matthew Schneider, and then come to find out that if he did that to Johnny Wheatcroft, he would certainly do it to you and to people that you love. So anytime you see a cop who's getting a reward or an award for something, be on the lookout, be on high alert, because that cop is probably a really bad cop above and beyond the other cops in the department.
The officer's body cam shows Mr. Sanyal come to a complete stop to speak with Deputy Creech.
Watch out, Harry!
Yeah.
All right. Just bring it out here to where this wreck is.
Now keep this in mind, because Creech is going to go, this is the Uber driver, almost ran us over.
All right, I'll call you back.
You're not going to see it almost ran over.
Well, yeah, there's a police car right in the middle of the road.
What's going on?
And you're hollering at me. Where's your driver's license?
My driver's license is in my wallet, but I'm trying to get home. Right here. What's going on? Why is the road blocked?
Good. You see lights and police cars at the roadblock, and you think you're going to drive through it?
I'm going normal speed, but what's going on?
Normal speed, there's a car in the lane of traffic.
I know. Why is there a car in the lane of traffic?
Upon Mr. Sanyal declaring that the roadblock is clearly on the opposite side of the road, Deputy Creech suddenly becomes irate and threatens him.
Is that your concern?
Absolutely. It's obviously on the opposite.
You ready to go to jail?
Sir, please,
Sir, please what?
All right,
Without a police department, without a uniform, without the authority of the state, without people imagining that cops have more power than the rest of us, this guy would not make it. This Deputy Creech would not make it out in the real world. This guy's a real buffoon.
How about you come stand in the middle of the road and let a car come holler at you?
I'm going at 40 miles an hour, man.
Get out.
Report police lights.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Sir.
Get out of the car.
Get out.
Can I ask you what's going on? Hey.
Get out of the car.
I'm recording all that.
Get out of the car.
Dude, please, I'm putting my wallet in my pocket.
Get out of the car. Get out of the goddamn car before you get tased.
What are you, sir?
Put this motherfucker in park.
Man?
Get out of the car.
Accompanied by another deputy, Creech slams Mr. Sanyal into an adjacent vehicle, and without warning, hesitation, or just cause, he tases the driver.
I have been going the speed limit.
Stretch your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
This cop is sadistic, and this police department or this sheriff's department needs a visit. This guy needs to be investigated, because if he did this to this guy, on camera, how many other people do you think he abused? How many people are sitting in jail right now because of the buffoonery and the idiocracy of this cop?
Can you explain to me what's going on?
You're going to jail. I'm not choking you.
I'm not pulling. I really do nothing.
Shortly after the tasing, the body cam footage goes black, either by an intentional act by the deputy or as a result of Mr. Sanyal being thrown to the ground, during which he claims that he was beaten on the pavement, with deputies pulling his shoulders backwards and smashing his face into the gravel. Pictures from afterward show multiple lacerations and abrasions from the incident. Later, Deputy Creech's body cam appears to be working just fine again, and at this point, Mr. Sanyal is handcuffed and has been transported to a trailer for a DUI blood draw. Mr. Sanyal works within the medical field and happens to be familiar with phlebotomy. He is also aware that blood draws are often difficult and
See, my question is, what's the probable cause to believe that this guy was operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol? Don't you need to get a warrant before you can get a blood draw? And what's with the attitude of this phlebotomist? Everybody's just... This is why governments, the only reason governments survive is because they force people to continue using their services. Like there's no other alternative. You can't set up a competing police force or a competing hospital because they don't allow that in our crazy world that we live in. Amazing that people like this get away with it, and they commit their crimes on camera and nobody does anything about it.
requests a 23 gauge needle, but the nurse is rude and unaccommodating.
Like to request the 23 gauge.
You can request it. Request declined.
Later, as they leave, Deputy Creech exaggerates the events of the evening.
Uber driver. Yeah, you almost ran us over.
Mr. Sanyal is taken across the parking lot, where he is denied water.
Okay, my nerves. Nope, keep following.
And one thing you can count on cops doing is lying. They are excellent at lying. They're excellent at deception. They're excellent at making innocent people look like they're guilty. And what's with the... I mean, isn't there some kind of a weight limit in this department?
Turn to the right.
Once they arrive at booking, Deputy Creech has now inflated the story once again, this time claiming that Mr. Sanyal tried to run the deputies over.
He used the Uber driver that tried to run us over.
The phrase, "the Uber driver that tried to run us over," is an obvious and intentional lie, created under false pretenses to legitimize and validate Mr. Sanyal's arrest and the unlawful use of force. Shortly after, while at the copier, a sign on the wall reads, "All men are created equal." Then, a few become deputies.
You know, I really think that the mentality that's displayed by sheriff's departments and police departments all across this nation exemplifies exactly what that plaque says. You know what they mean by this plaque. They really, really believe that they're better than you to the point where they can abuse you, they can violate you, they can do things to you that they wouldn't want done to them because they are the authority. They are the gods on the street. They are the road pirates who are in control, and you cannot question their authority because they're a cut above you, brother.
It's unclear, based on the signage, whether becoming a deputy makes one more or less equal, but the words remind me of a quote from George Orwell's Animal Farm. In the novel, animals on a farm overthrow their master, and during the farmer's absence, the pigs take control of governing the other animals.
Superintended by the pigs, all the animals worked long shifts which lasted from dawn till dusk. Rations were shortened for the workers, but the pigs, by virtue of their brain work, were plentifully provided for.
One of the pigs eventually seizes power, exploiting all the other animals in the same way the farmer did.
Let's have no more of these useless meetings. Eh? From now on, I'll protect your interests. And I'll make your decisions.
And at that time,
And this right here is what makes society sick. And like we've said many times on this channel, it's no good measure of good mental health to be considered well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. When society looks at pigs as having some kind of legitimate authority over the rest of us, you know society is taking a dark turn for the worse.
the pigs wrote on the side of the barn, "All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others." The ending of the book suggests that people that rise to political power are always the same, cruel and selfish, regardless of their ideology or religion. Mr. Sanyal was charged with resisting arrest and driving while intoxicated, though the blood draw and the video shows a complete absence of either. The district attorney dismissed all charges, and in November of 2024, Mr. Sanyal filed the lawsuit against Deputy Creech.
You know, in my mind, it's just a matter of time before they take these blood draws and these test results and start doctoring them to make it look like you were actually drunk when you weren't.
Accuses the deputy of filing a false police report, malicious prosecution, and using excessive force in violation of Sanyal's 4th and 14th Amendment rights. It also holds the Galveston County Sheriff's Office and Galveston County responsible for failing to prevent this misconduct. Mr. Sanyal is seeking damages for physical injuries, emotional trauma, and financial losses, including medical expenses and lost wages. At this point, no charges have been made against Deputy Creech, despite this incident and odd pictures of him floating around the internet in a vehicle accompanied by a woman who appears to be using narcotics. It doesn't appear that he has faced any internal discipline either. As updates on this lawsuit emerge, I will be sure to let you know.
And that right there is the story of the Galveston Police Department and Deputy Christensen, whatever his name is. We'll try to find it out. But it'd be interesting to maybe pay that police department a visit. Again, if you haven't, pay Lackluster a visit. Let him know that Here's the Deal sent you. He always does a good job in these videos. And if you'll notice, a lot of things have changed on the YouTube platform, and people aren't getting the views that they should be getting. And the reason for that is the algorithm is switching against us and in the favor, it seems, of the tyrants. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and I will see you in the next video.